What's going on, ladies and gentlemen? Welcome back to another edition of Red One Radio, right here with your boy, me, Red One. It's Wednesday. I hope you guys are having a good day. I'm having a great day. We are live. Yes, we are. What's going on to the side chat out there? Kenny, I see you out there. Octane Moto, it's been a minute, man. What's going on? Miss Serafina, how you doing? Chase, 8301, what's good, my brother? Who else is out there? Mothman, of course, is out there. H1 was early. Jaeger Troop was early. Amazing AJ was early. God damn, a lot of y'all was early. Anyways, guys, we're back again with another SoCal moto vlogger. He goes by the name of the Warbeard. What's going on, man? How you doing, my brother?
What up, y'all? I'm doing great, man. Doing fucking great today.
Awesome. Outstanding. So anyways, man, how's the weather out there? I see you in the garage. Obviously, it's not too hot, right?
It's not too hot, but it's just hot enough where the garage is actually cooler than the house.
Wait, do you have the AC off?
I don't have AC.
Oh, no shit, really?
No AC, man. Never had AC. Just never grew up with it.
Dude, that's funny, because, like, here in Long Beach, where I'm at, yeah, I don't have the AC on either, so I have like two fans. I got this system that works, right? So I know you guys can't see. I'd have to turn my camera around, but like right in this direction is like a sliding door that leads to the like balcony, patio, master bedroom area. And then right here is a fan. So at night or like during the day or whatever, I have this industrial like metal fan, you know, the shit that would like cut off fucking fingers. I have one of those that's outside, so that constantly blows cool air in the house, and then I have this fucking fan over here to blow air at me while I'm fucking sitting there on the computer, man. But
those are the best kind of fans. You know, especially as a kid, you just may take something. It's like, I wonder what it's gonna do.
Right. Well, honestly, no, dude. This is like one of those like high volt, or what do they call it? High flow fan. Like this shit would literally fucking take some fingers off, man. Like if that shit was on high, yeah, dude. Like the blades are metal, like it would fuck you up. But let's see who else we got in the side chat. We got Dark over there. We all know Dark over there. What is it? SA
we know Dark on over there. SA Customs, boy.
Hollow Saint up in the building. What up, man? Glad you like the decals, homie.
Oh.
Andrew, I got my choo-choo right here. Let me go ahead and.
Oh! I see yours, and I raised my own, sir.
Hey, man. So here recently, guys, I just met Warbeard. He came out to the bike night, and he decides to let me try his vape choo-choo thing, right? And so like. He had pancake flavored with like 3 milligrams of some shit. So I tried it. And I was like, oh, that's just kind of harsh. Tell me why I see fucking like 2-3 days later on fucking Instagram, he was like showing a picture of the coil. It's all black as fuck.
Well, to be honest, I knew the coil was bad already because I can taste it was kind of bad. Okay. But I can still taste pancake, so it's still okay. But... about the day of a cycle year, that's when I couldn't taste pancake anymore.
Yeah, and see that's not a good representation of what pancakes was like. That shit was horrible though. Like,
well, you can constitute it as a burnt pancakes, like as if your kids are making you pancakes for the first time.
I don't know, maybe, maybe. Pat's fan in the building. Ooh, Dubs R6. What's going on, Dubs?
Dubs.
Who else is out here? Licky Bike, Swedish Nuts, Kenny Didn't Die. Didn't die. There we go. I like tater tots too, man.
Kenny don't know.
LA Jixer in the building. Ooh, K9 Booster. What's going on, man? Jaeger Troop. I think I already shouted you out. Oh, there's this dude named the Warbeard John in the building. Captain Granite. What's going on, man? Kyle Cole, Rock LY? Rockley? What's up, Rock? What's going on, man?
Rock your socks off.
Busted Nucks up in the building. Man. So anyways, man, let's go ahead and get to this interview, man, before we open up the phone lines, take some phone calls here in a little bit. So For the people who don't know who you are, go ahead and explain yourself, where you at, what you ride, etc., all that good shit.
All right. I am the Warbeard. Hi. Thanks for coming, and good night. Anywho, it is. I'm a SoCal moto-vlogger, and I do different kind of things. I don't do wheelies. I do stupid shit. Granted, I do stupid shit, but I don't do wheelies and that kind of stuff. And my bike, I cannot speed if I wanted to. It's a 2009 Triumph Speedmaster. For those of you who don't know, that's the British version of a Harley 883. It's an 865cc cruiser.
It's a what?
865cc.
Oh, okay.
Is mine. So it's the British version of the Harley 883. Yeah, pretty much I just go around wherever with whoever, causing a whole bunch of shit and shenanigans and chaos. I toss that up online, and once in a while I got a thing to say.
Well, I got a question. What got you into riding in the first place?
Actually, I've always wanted to ride since I was a kid. I just love the idea. My uncles, my dad used to ride, all that kind of stuff. I just used to always love it, but never really got into it because I got into the car scene and that kind of stuff, lifted trucks, off-roading, and that kind of thing. It wasn't until that I rekindled my friendship with an old buddy, and he wound up dying 2 years ago from a motorcycle accident. Oh. And it was like right after my wedding, everything like that. He was all there, whole story and shit. So I told myself the very next year for his memorial ride, I'm not going to be caging it, because that was fun, causing shenanigans in a cage, and you're out of fucking the sunroof recording and that kind of stuff. That's always fun. But I was like, I want to ride, and I want to ride to basically be riding with him. And on top of that, riding's fucking fun. You can't deny that. It is fun. It is so much fun.
Yeah, it is, dude. It's good to just get out there. And just for me moving here, like I'm not from California, so for me it was a cool way to get out and explore, Southern California and what California has to offer. It's so easy because everywhere, like. Especially, right, like, being new, you got to go to all the touristy shit first, right? So you got to go to Hollywood. You got to go to fucking downtown L.A. You got to go to them places first. Problem is, every fucking place is trying to charge you $15 to $20 to park your fucking car. Well, motorcycle, you can just kind of pull off to the side over here on the curb or something, like, out of the way. Or even, like, I've been, places dude was charging like $15. He was just like, your bike, dude, give me $5. You can park right here in front of our little booth, like the little ticket stand or whatever that they sit in. So I was like, man, it's $5. I can do that. So, but yeah, it is fun to ride, man. But let me ask you this. So what made you choose that style of bike? I mean, how come you didn't go with the dual sport, or you didn't go with the super sport or the sports touring?
Or a crotch rocket, or, a booster right off the line. Let's go, guys, let's go! Well, I've always just liked the cruiser, chopper, bobber scene. The way that you can customize those bikes. Sure, they don't. Most of them don't go fast, but it's your personality that you put out into the bike. It just every little quirk. I mean, sure you can do it with a sport bike, with stickers and plastics and that kind of stuff. Right. But you really can't do much to the body work, and that's just the most interesting part to. Cruisers and choppers and that kind of scene is you're only limited by your imagination and your capabilities and whatever you have available to you, because you can just create something outrageous that runs and is legal.
Yeah, I mean, you know what? I've never thought about that, but even though that now that you say it, I know that to be true. Is how modular cruiser style bikes are, right? Like, you can go handlebars. I mean, don't get me wrong, like, you can customize the fuck out of anything, but there is definitely more of an a market out there for the cruiser styles, right? Whether you go ape hangers or fucking little shorty bars, whatever they call them, right? Mirrors, and you know, with the seat, without the seat, this and that. But well, like sport bikes, man, you got like the fairings, you got a whole bunch of other shit to deal with. Pretty much all we can do is take off mirrors and.
You only have a couple of sets that you can do things to.
Right. But there is no real customization to the seats or anything like that other than just replacing them with like aftermarket, which is very expensive. So, I kind of, like I said, like I know it to be true. I just never really thought about it until now. But yeah, I get you, man. There's nothing wrong with comfort, man. Like I definitely do want to ride like a cruiser style bike, like a distance, right? And I don't necessarily mean like around the block one time. I mean like actually get off and go and just take off. Right. I'd like to ride one to say like Palm Springs and back and shit and see how comfortable, you know, the ride truly is. Because I mean, look, regardless of what you're riding, it's comfortable. Yeah, it's a couch on wheels, man. There's no debate on that. I mean, and I could ride 10 hours. My ass feels just fine. See, and that, you know, because look, anything's comfortable around the block, right? You know, you pull out, you go here, make a right, and come back. Like anything's comfortable, no matter what the fuck. I mean, you can ride a fucking block of wood, dude. Like you'd be all right. But it's like when you ride it for more than like 20 minutes or so is when you start to see what are the possible issues that's going to arise from riding, you know, whatever kind of bike that you're on. So. But one of these days, man, I might have to try it out or rent a bike and go to like fucking, I don't know. Well, one of these days I'll just have to swap bikes with you. We just go take a Vegas trip, and I'll have to see. Kenny, let's go to Vegas. I know Kenny down to go. Kenny be like, shit, when we leaving tomorrow? Let's go. But well, that's that cool, man. I can see, you know, the amount of pains of riding a sport bike for a long distance. So far, I've ridden a naked bike for a long distance, and that wasn't comfortable. That SV is not exactly full on street bike, you know. No, it's not full on street. It's not full on cruiser. It's full on pain in my ass. Yeah. CM Moto says he rode 450 miles a day. I call bullshit, but if you did, I call shenanigans. 450 miles. That's a lot of goddamn miles, dude. If I rode 450 miles a day, I'd be in bed right now, sir. Right. I'd be out. Well, hey, maybe he is in bed. He's just sitting there. Okay. Oh, shit. 5150 Jackson, what's good, man? Welcome. James, what's going on, brother? How you doing? It's been a minute. But, yo, so, wait, how long have you been riding? Just over 2 years now. Almost 3 years, actually. Almost 3 years. Mm-hmm. Nice. Okay. Yeah, it's about as well. It's a little bit shorter than my experience on the street. Like that's the thing, dude. I haven't been on the street for I've only been on the street for like, I guess this October will be a running total of 4 years, but it's more like 3.5 or so. Cause I took like a little 4 or 5 month little break after I had a nice little accident crash or something. But you know. As one would, you know, after a good crash, you're like, I just need to chill. Well, no, I didn't want to chill. I physically couldn't ride. Like that was just kind of my problem. But let me ask you, man, what made you get into good old YouTube and moto vlogging and strapping a camera to your fucking helmet and talking to yourself while going down the fucking road? Well, I'll talk to myself anyways, but that's besides the point. No, usually it's me just angry at the road and other drivers, and I've just always been doing that. But what really got me into moto vlogging was Call Me Case. Back when really? I would, Call Me Case. When I first began to ride, we would always hang out together. We had a nice little SoCal riding group we called SoCal Roamers, and you know, it was about like 15, 20 of us. We'd always just meet up on a weekend or a weeknight or whatever it was and just go and take off. And it was mostly anybody that was just up to, you know, it was like, hey, well, who wants to ride? All right, let's go. So we'd, you know, like on a weeknight, we'd just go out for tacos or something like that at like 2 o'clock in the morning. Or on the weekend, we'd go up and down California. But after
after riding with him, and he was always like pushing me to do YouTube. I was already recording with the camera because I knew from day one that I needed a GoPro just in case if any shit happened. And lo and behold, about 3 months into my riding period, I was in a pretty bad accident. The bike was totaled, all that kind of stuff.
Really?
Because I had that, yeah. I have that video. I still haven't put it out yet, and things like that. I'm going to be putting it out. I'm just looking for a little bit of like tidbits here and there of things that I have on it, because I had to wait for the case to get settled and everything.
Well, Eric, I'll tell you this: you should put it out at a milestone, right? Like as far as like a subscriber number or whatever. Because remember this, like, and this is something that I learned really early, was that sorry, hold on, I'm kind of doing something in the background. It's like two things talking to me. But the thing that I noticed is that the more subscribers you have, the more people that watch your shit, the more that video will be seen, if you understand what I mean. So it was kind of funny. Like I put out some videos real early that were like, whatever. But if I would have put that video out today, like I would have had a total different like reaction to that video, because of I have more people watching my channel now. You know what I mean? I mean, it's just
true that. That makes sense. Well, fuck you and your logic.
I'm just saying, dude. Like I learned the hard way. Like you put out this fucking video, and like 8 months later, you're like, "That motherfucker only got like 82 fucking views." You know what I mean? And then all of a sudden, it's like when you're up to like 1,000 subscribers or whatever, and you put it out, and that shit's got fucking 1,200, or it's got 12,000 views, because it's YouTube, man, right? The bigger footprint you got in YouTube, the fucking more chances that shit gets fucking suggested in different places. So, but
that's true.
Anyways, continue. So you got into an accident, and what happened in the accident?
Going down a 2-lane road, and 4 lanes, but 2 lanes oncoming, 2 lanes opposite direction. That kind of shit. Gotcha. With a turning lane in between. Well, this SUV decided to turn, just make a left-hand turn into an industrial complex without giving a fuck about oncoming traffic. The likely story, he turned from their number 1 lane and not the turning lane. So he just like, I'm just going to go here. And so he saw that there was a pickup truck next to me. And he's like, "Oh, I can avoid that." As he was going, there was me in our number 2 lane. Instead of just kept on going, or whatever the case was, early on, that guy who saw me, deer in the headlights, stopped his SUV in my lane,
right,
and was like, "Oh no!" It's like, what the fuck? So I laid the bike down. The bike, it collides into the SUV, and on the GoPro footage. Because when I hit the ground, the GoPro sheared off my side. At the time, I had it completely side mounted on my bell. Yeah,
right.
Yeah, so the whole mount was sheared off, and after reviewing the footage, I caught a moment of, you can see me passing by the bumper of the SUV. About an inch away was my head off this bumper. And no lie, dude, I took that still, and I blew that thing up, and it was about an inch away from that dude's bumper.
Huh.
So I smacked my head. I was going about 40 miles an hour. Also. So I laid the bike down. I went for a slide. The bike went this way. I went that way. And I would have hit his bumper right on.
Damn. All right. So fast forward.
So fast forward. He called me Case. Was constantly pushing me, because he's like, all the bullshit you do and we do, you should capture that, toss it up on YouTube. People's got to watch it. Not to mention all the times you've dropped your bike. That's some funny shit. And I granted, I was stupid and doing stupid shit with a real big bike. So, it would have helped to have all that recorded. And he's like, everybody would love this on YouTube, and not to mention, we can dual vlog this. And I was like, yeah, let's do it. and after a couple months after that of him just like poking me every freaking day, I was like, well, Warbeard, why didn't you put up your Warbeard? I finally did it.
Nice.
Yeah.
And then from that point, you just haven't looked back, right?
I haven't looked back. I enjoy it. I enjoy every minute of it. I enjoy all the work you have to put into it and the time you put into it. And I definitely enjoy all the people I've met so far just through motovlogging.
Yeah, that's also the biggest plus for me, man, is the amount of people that you meet, right? I mean, some become good friends, some become acquaintances, you know, others become enemies. Nah. But, you know, you just, you know, it makes riding more enjoyable
Yes.
versus just like literally having that one guy or maybe them two some bitches from work or whatever that also happen to ride, but they don't like ride. They just like
Cruising. Just
or whatever. You know what I mean? And
yeah.
when you definitely can link up with other people that have like-minded you know, interests or whatever, it definitely does make the experience of riding a motorcycle a lot better.
Yes.
So
it also makes it that much more better when you're able to be like, you know what, this weekend I want to go to LA or San Diego or inland or something like that, and you got people to, you know, be able to hook up with, to be able to give them a call, like, hey, what are you doing this weekend? I'm going to be up in your area, or, you know, vice versa. You know, those guys will like call you up and be like, hey, I'm going to be down in OC or wherever you're at. What you doing? And let's go for a ride. And that's just, you know, all that's kind of cool.
Hey, you know, the other thing that I like too is being able to like, even it doesn't necessarily matter your subscriber count or whatever. I mean, it can sometimes play in like an advantage or whatever, but I think it is cool that you can go to any city for the most part, like at least a major city, and just Google, you know, and then search via YouTube, you know, Austin, Texas motovlogger or you know, Ohio or whatever random city, state, you know, and then you can find somebody in that area. And if you just have any riding, you be like, hey, dude, like, I'm a fucking motovlogger also. You want to fucking get together and we shoot like a little video? You kind of show me around town. Oh, fuck yeah, dude, that's what's up. Because for them, it's like, hey, you know, like some fucking Californian dickhead showed up. I don't know who the fuck he was. And at the same time, like, it was cool riding with somebody else that's not from here, and I got to show him all the cool shit. And then, you know, on the flip side of the coin, you're like, hey, I was out of town. I met this one dude. He showed me around town. Fucking dope dude. Y'all go check him out. He's up there in fucking Seattle, etc., etc. That's why, that's like one of the biggest things that I do love about doing this motovlogging shit is that even leaving your own state, your own area, you can find mutual people and then connect with them and then, you know, go out and shoot content or just learn about the city or the area that you're in through a more hands-on experience versus like in the hotel yelping fucking what to do and shit. You know what I'm saying? So
yeah, and even on top of that, if you think about it from the motovlogger content creator standpoint, it's an easy video. You know, it freaking writes itself. Wherever you go, you're meeting up with another person from out of state. There you go. So, you know, you can't pass that up, and to get linked up with yet another person.
Right. So cool. Big shout out to Rudy. What's going on, Rudy? Mr. Rudy. Mr. Rudy.
What's up, dog?
Who else is that? Sins what's up, dude? I don't know how to. Citizenato. All right, man. Cool. Yeah. There's a dope dude in Long Beach. Yeah, man. Anyways, so how many miles would you say you probably put down in the two and a half years that you've ridden?
Now you gotta make me calculate. I gotta take my shoes off and count my toes real quick.
10,000.
I put on about 25,000 already. Yeah, 25,000. I'll say as a rough, because my bike just ticked over to 28, and the previous bike I had 17 on, or 1,000 on, something like that. One of those two. But yeah, it's about.
Oh, so you're coming up on 30.
Yeah, coming up on 30. Yeah. If I had my shoes off, I would have been able to count that.
Yeah, no, that's not bad, man. For somebody that that hasn't been riding that long.
Yeah, yeah. For longest time, I was only using it from work to back, which isn't very long distance for me at all.
I mean, what we're talking, like 20 miles, 30 miles round trip.
Yeah, about 30 miles round trip. Because I work in the city I live in, so it's it's practically nothing round trip. But then I'd use my weekends or weeknights to go do my traveling. So on the weekends, at the beginning, I wasn't putting in very much, maybe 100, 150 miles round trip in a weekend. Now I've been doing something like 500 in a day, and then go out and do it the next day.
Well, I guess when you're all sitting back with your feet up, right, nice comfortable couch.
Yeah, man, I'm just oh man, 4th of July, Hollow Saints saw me just cruising on my bike. I'm just all relaxed.
Do you have cruise control on that thing or no?
No, I got a throttle lock I installed on it.
Okay.
So just as good.
Yeah.
But no, there's no digital on it at all.
Well, it's funny, man. Speaking of like cruises, you see, I just saw today. I don't know how videos sometimes just sneak past me on YouTube, but I guess Arson Rides had just picked up a cruiser.
Yeah,
I was like, what?
And I hit him up. As soon as he said, because he mentioned a long time ago to me that he was interested in with something like that. So I hit him up. I was like, I fucking knew it, dude. I knew you were going there.
I mean, I guess for me, I couldn't see him on a true like super sport. Like I couldn't see him on some shit like Derek or whatever. But at the same time, it's like, really, he got a heart? Wow. Okay. All right. That's cool. But yeah, I mean, I can respect it because it's like, he's used to being on something. I mean, granted, that seat on the KLR probably wasn't comfortable, but different riding position.
It looked like it was a piece of a board wrapped in a terry cloth.
Right. But it was definitely a different riding position. So with him switching over to the cruiser, I was like, it makes sense. I mean, I get it, but at least for him, he'll be able to get back and start traveling, because every time Arson went somewhere, he'd have to take a car or catch a ride or something, because he was unable to take the Grom on the freeway. So that's all he had at the time. So well, at least now he'll be able to get around and shit like that. So that's pretty cool, man. You got another cruiser moto-vlog.
Yeah,
fuck it out here. It's okay.
Did you hear everything he wants to do to that bike too?
Yeah, mirrors and bars. And
did it make any sense to you, everything he was telling about?
No, a little bit though. A little bit. Cutting the tail. I was like, well, what is that? What does that mean? Cutting the tail, like literally, like sawing through it, or
that's all you do is you take your back back bumper and just cut it down in half. Just take a sawzall, zoom, and there you go.
Yeah, but oh, okay, whatever. I don't know, dude. I'm not a motherfucker with specialty tools. Okay, I got the bare necessities.
If you want to use scissors, go for it. It's gonna take you a while. Might have to sharpen them halfway through, but hey.
I'll use a plastic butter knife. We'll
there
get
you
there
go.
Eventually.
So pretty much, he's gonna turn that bike into a chopper. That's gonna look sweet when he's done, and that's gonna come out to chopping the parts up. You're gonna tear things off, not have things on there. It's gonna be bare bones bike.
Right.
By the time he's done, that's gonna look real good. That's what I want to do eventually, possibly with my bike, but I have it set up as like touring / cruiser. So I kind of like it like that, but I wanted to make it, I don't want to go the full length, the full bagger tour, but I want to go that chopper. So I might have to get myself another bike to chop out.
You know what? You're going to have to explain the difference between bagger, tour, chopper.
All right. Those big ass Harleys rolling down the roads with all those lights and all those hard parts all over it. That kind of stuff.
The speakers, GPS, the fucking radio, and the
exactly.
Okay, yeah.
It looks like they're in a little shell on wheels type of thing. Those are considered baggers.
Okay.
As far as a chopper would be concerned, is you know, the shots that you saw from Born Free that I posted, that kind of stuff, of just bikes where it looks like they're bare bones, they're all catty-wonky and that kind of stuff. Okay. That style of bike is a chopper.
Get to the chopper. Anyways.
Get to the chopper.
All right, and then what was the last one? More touring style. Which would
touring style? Well, would be you would take a bike like mine, a basic cruiser, and then you'd take that, you'd toss on saddlebags, the sissy bar for the passenger, a windscreen, and maybe some engine guards. You know, the bars for the engines, crash guards. They're also called. Toss those on there, and you can take that and just tour with it because you got the luggage space, you got the wind resistance, or the wind protection.
Right. Now I get you.
And you also have the extra feature of you can put highway pegs on those crash bars just to really kick your feet out and cruise with it. And that's what a touring cruiser would be. But you have touring baggers. It gets all intricate with the subcategories.
Well, yeah, we're not gonna get into that.
No,
it's like
that
right there would be a wormhole.
Oh yeah, that's a whole can of worms that you just don't want to open unless you really want to learn something about it.
Yeah, but that is interesting, man. You know that you got options. I mean, sport bikes have options; they just have fewer options. And granted, our options don't have major effects, right? Because I get it to where tomorrow you could go out and just grab you a big massive windscreen, right, and then be like, there we go, now I got no more fucking buffeting, you know, nothing like that. I can just go and fucking don't have to worry about the wind anymore. Me, like, I can add a little windscreen, but it changes, like, it may be like a half an inch, quarter inch, like longer or short, like, you know what I mean? Like, they're very, very
a quarter inch for another $200, and you're like, oh, let's do it, yeah.
You know, and but that is kind of cool, man. I know that, like, you know, as I get older or whatever, super sports is, you know, there will always be a super sport in the garage to go out and do cool shit on, but at the same time, like, I wouldn't mind looking at you know, something a little more comfortable, something that I could hop on and really not complain about going down to fucking San Diego to see Kenny or fucking Ghost Ninja or some shit like that, right? Like, I mean, I have no problem now on the R6 that, you know, that's not an issue, but being able to, like, not even just question mileage, I do it now, you know what I mean? Like, I'm just like, man, motherfucker wants to ride all the way down to San Diego, then once we get to San Diego, then we're gonna turn around another fucking, like, 50-60 miles, like, then I gotta turn around and come back, right? Like, I want to get beyond that, you know what I mean? And I know having something a little more upright, a little more comfortable would definitely be like, fuck it, man, all right, I'll meet y'all down there at 9 o'clock in the morning.
Yeah.
But
you just go.
You know, on the flip side, I don't necessarily want, like, a cruiser, or I don't want a bagger or anything, or a gold wing, as James put out there.
I'd love to see you on a gold wing. I'd love to see you pick up a gold wing.
Shit, I would recruit.
Cheers, 1,000 pounds. Pick that up.
Shit, I would recruit some motherfuckers to help me pick up a gold wing, but get a Jackson. Man, ain't nobody get no goddamn Jackson. Shut up. But what would you suggest to someone who's not looking for a cruiser, a bagger, a chopper? Like, what would you suggest to somebody?
If you're coming from the sport bike or super sport bike world, and you're looking for a cruiser and that kind of stuff, if you wholeheartedly want to get into it, you can go with. I wouldn't go with the gold ring per se. That's like a house on wheels. You know, you can go and just pick up any old cruiser bike, you know, and ask for the touring model, and that comes with everything that you need, even a more, you know, even like a gel seat stock and that kind of stuff, tore it out. Or if you don't fully want to give up your sport bike life, you can go the way of BMW and get that GS 1200 or whatever it is, that touring.
Man, I'm sorry, like, okay, don't get me wrong. I know that bike is probably like riding on a cushion of clouds and shit, even like on a motocross track. You know what I mean?
Yeah,
but
yeah.
on the flip side, that fucking bike looks like it would run through a brick wall and have no issues after that. Just right through it and fucking keep going. Like,
it's like, oh shit, that was a speed bump. All right,
yeah,
I'm going with it.
It's a big bike, dude. It looks like a big bike, and it's got these massive, like, 30-inch fucking front wheels and shit. Like, it's a big bike, dude. But
that bike handles spectacular though. So if you're looking for a cruiser, don't want to leave your sport bike world entirely, it's a way to go. For the comfort, for the distance, everything else that you want to get into, it has everything stock for the price, of course.
I got you.
But I would completely say to just go the route of look for your favorite cruiser. You can go with, like, if you're brand loyal, like with Suzuki, Yamaha, whatever, they have cruisers that are touring models for each of them. For Yamaha, you got your V-Star.
V-Stars, right.
Yeah, and those,
Kawasaki is the Volt. Wait, what was the Kawasaki one?
Vulcan.
Is it the Vulcan?
Yeah, it's the Vulcan. For Suzuki, you got your Boulevard.
H1 says, "How about coming from a Huffy?"
If you're coming from a Huffy, I'd take your Huffy and pop a little motor on it, and you know what? Give yourself a little water case, and there you go. That's your touring Huffy.
Right. Haul ass on the sidewalks and.
Oh yeah, man! You put a motor on those bikes, you go 20 miles an hour, and you just blast by everybody else who's all huffing and puffing up the big dirt.
Oh
Fuck
yeah, dude, that is so funny when I'm out, like when I was out at PV on Monday, and I saw this bicyclist, man. He was coming up the hill, fucking. I could just look at him. I was like, "Fuck, dude, it's so much easier when you're doing this and fucking instead of like pumping with your legs." Like, fuck that shit, dude. I mean, yeah. I get it, right? They're like multi-geared and everything. He pops it in a second. I'm pretty sure it's like nothing to him, but still, like, it just.
Oh, he's also conditioned for it too. If you toss us on the exact same bike that he's riding and say, "Okay, go for it," it's like, "I'm dying," right. Or you haven't left the parking lot. I'm still dying.
Right. I'd rather
sweat rag.
Yeah, I'd rather go down that hill than up it any day. But yeah, man. Well, look, guys. I'm gonna go ahead and open up the phone lines. Well, actually, let me go ahead and open those right here. All right, yeah, guys. Phone lines are open if you want to call in, ask us some questions, talk about some shit or not. If you want to check out the Warbeard's channel, it's down there in that doobly-doo, that description box down below. There. Yeah, man, right down there. Right. Also, if you want to pick up a chocolate chipple shirt, that information is down there. Also, appreciate all the people who have purchased a shirt so far. Thank you guys. Trying to get my bike in the shop here as quickly as possible because I'm sure it would be fine going to SCMM, but it'd be like one of those things where I'd hate to find out it's not. Right, get 75 miles away from home and all of a sudden fucking whatever, it just don't run worth a damn anymore or some shit. Plus, I want to do wheelies and other stuff and things, but yeah, guys, if you want to call in, man, that phone number is 516-387-1431, man. Hope to hear from you guys.
And if you purchase enough chocolate chipple shirts, Red One might make a exception for his chocolate chipples on air tonight.
Negative.
What?
Oh, tonight? Man.
Tonight, all of a sudden, you get a mass purchase feeding frenzy. And you got to lift up that shirt in and show your chipples proudly.
Shit.
Maybe give a little, like, chipple.
You're fucking funny. Anyways, let's go ahead and take this first caller. Call you live on the air. What up? 513.
What up, caller?
Hold on. I'm fucking up. That's my bad. Caller, what's up, man? Sorry.
Goddamn Red One. Can't take it nowhere
Can
nice.
you hear me?
I can hear you now.
Perfect. Yeah, it's Serafina calling in again.
Hey, Sarah.
So what made me want to call in tonight is your comment about you wouldn't be able to lift a Goldwing. So lies. So lies. It's not that difficult.
Let me guess. You lift with your back, right? Just all back. You bend over at the waist, and you just all back. No legs.
Nope.
No? It's not
nope.
back? Oh.
Now, if you want to throw out your back, that's what you do.
Hand on... Yeah, you what you do is you hand on the handlebar. You put your left hand on the back of the bike, and then you basically put your bum on the seat, and you walk it up with your legs.
I've heard that.
Perfectly easy. Making sure, of course, the kickstand is down, otherwise you'll be screwed.
Well, you just have it the other way, then you get twice the amount of practice.
They had actually a demonstration on it at the Toronto motorcycle show, and none of the girls would do it. So I walked over. I'm like, you know what? I'll show you how it's done. I walked it up, walked it back down, and they're like, what the hell?
There you go.
Most of the guys didn't even want to do it.
Yeah.
Once you're done, you're just like,
it's not that
take
difficult.
my T-shirt right now. Thank you.
Yeah, I mean, it is one of those things where, picking up knowing how to pick up your motorcycle is good. Because, like, I'll never forget the first time I went down, and it was funny. For me, it was like, I think it was a Saturday night. I'd probably had the bike, I think, like a week. Or I'd picked it up that week, and so that Saturday, I'm like, bitch, I'm riding to Hollywood. And so I just so happened to be making this left turn, but I didn't see the bicyclist in the crosswalk. And when I saw him, fucking newbie mistake, right? A fucking handful of front brake, boom, front end washed out, boom, crash. Oh, shit, Callie Brock in the motherfucking side chat.
What up, Brock? What's up, dude?
I've never actually tried to lift my own bike, because the only time I've ever actually dropped my bike was on me, so it had to be lifted up off of me.
Oh, wow, that sucks.
That sucks terrible.
But yeah,
no, I wasn't hurt either time, but it was good.
Yeah, and so, like, when I crashed, I got up and I was like, oh, wow, how the fuck did that happen? Like, it happened so quick, right? Like, you don't even think about it. You just, 1 minute you're up, next minute you're like, bam, something hurts, I'm down. Whoa, what the fuck? So I just remember walking back to the bike. It was just like, yeah, I'm just going to grab this thing, pick it up, and fucking move it off to the side. And I tried to grab it to pick it up, and I was like, and then I took a step back for a second. I'm like, all right, I got to rethink this fucking thing here. Because I think I just tried to grab it from the handlebars, right? I think I just tried to grab it from the handlebars and, like, lift it up. Yeah, nope. I realized, why don't you grab from, like, so I wound up grabbing from, I think, the tail, and then one of the handlebars, or from the tank, and then the tail, or something like that. Like, I needed more leverage on the bike to get it up. And but yeah, it is something that you kind of need to know how to do, in case you do happen to drop your bike, and you definitely want to know if you can pick it up. So.
And it can happen at any time. You just may be a little tired, not thinking, and you don't put your kickstand down, and then, oh shit, there goes the bike, and then you got to pick it up. And what's even worse is when you're with other people, half the time they will help, other half the time they're like, ha ha, yeah, you pick up your bike now, go.
Yeah, that is true. I've only missed the kickstand once. Well, I put it down, and it was enough for me to step off the bike, turn around, get about like 10 steps away, and then it fell over. You know what I mean? What bike did I drop? Mothman. It was my first R6. Not my current bike, my first one. Like, I totaled that shit like 2.5 months after that. Big shout out to Amazing AJ. Appreciate the $5, man. All donations go to keeping this thing alive. I appreciate you, brother. Thank you.
Yeah, AJ.
Yeah, my fiance's actually dropped his, and he did it in front of a police station. He walked away, left the kickstand up, and dropped the bike. There was a row of police officers just sitting there out front smoking or doing something, and they all just kind of sat there, and they all were staring at him with judgment. He walked over to the bike, cussed a little bit because he realized some of his plastics had broken, and then righted it up, looked around. He's like, you know what? I don't need anything that badly here. Got on the bike and rode away because he didn't want to. He never did go back there either. He's like, I didn't want to feel the judgment.
Big shout out to Jaeger Troop. Appreciate the $2, sir. All donations go to keeping this thing alive. He says he broke. This is all I get. Hey, I appreciate the fried chicken juice, man. Big shout out to Dave right there for noticing I need a pop screen. I might look into that. But yeah, Jaeger Troop, I finally got that taste out of this fucking coil. God damn it, that took a while. But big shout out to Jaeger Troop for the attempt. That shit was funny. Fried chicken. It's not. Don't. Like, that shit is some shit you prank people with, dude. Like, seriously.
Did your fried chicken taste like burnt coil and pancake?
It tasted like burnt something with like a hint of cheese nip to like follow it up, right?
Ooh.
It was
the fancy with the cheese.
So basically you're saying it kind of tasted like burnt grilled cheese sandwiches.
Ooh.
Yummy.
Maybe like a burnt cheese.
It
was something like, I was just like, I kept trying it, and I was just like, nah, man. And then what was fuck this after I washed the tank out. I washed all the parts except at the time I didn't know how to wash the coil. And so I just washed everything except the coil, put everything back together, refilled it with the juice I like. And every time I fucking was taking pulls on that shit, dude, all I could taste was that burnt fucking flavor. And I was like, oh, when the fuck is this shit gonna end, dude? And I left it full tank all night. Woke up the next day, it was still there. I was like, dude, this fucking sucks, man. And the thing is, I don't have any extra coils. I actually bought a fucking set of coils the next day, dude. I shit you not, I bought a set of coils. I was like, all right, I gotta get fucking coils, dude. This shit's gotta go away.
Yeah, like, I'm done now.
But then by the end of that second day, the taste finally subsided and fucking everything was good to go. So, man, good to see Kyrie Brock, man. I ain't talked to that fool in a minute.
Oh shit! There we go.
I'm sorry. What was that?
My friend.
¿Qué pasó?
Okay. You broke off there, Sarah.
Sarah, it sounds like your phone is in a tunnel, or like you're not getting good reception right now.
Are you in the bathroom?
It's not surprising.
Big shout out to Hollow Saint. Appreciate the $5, man. I am not showing them nips, sir.
Oh, you can't disappoint the fans now.
I can disappoint the fans.
You tipped your $5. It's like you took 5 ones. It's like fucking nips.
Nah, man. That's a Friday night thing. Wednesday night is dedicated to the hosts.
Can you hear me now?
Yes, you're good to go, Miss Lady.
Right.
Wednesdays is dedicated to my guests, and it's dedicated to you guys out there on the phone. If you want to see some nips and shit, that's got to be like a non-Red One radio thing. But appreciate it. But that $5 will go to keeping this fucking thing alive. Though I appreciate the love, my brother. Thank you. Miss Peach is over there fucking cheerleading. Shh, sit down. Do Miss stuff, whatever that is. Anyways,
so what I was gonna say is the reason I learned how to lift a Goldwing was a friend of mine. He's a bit of a klutz. Has dropped his bike multiple times around me, so now I know how to lift it. So if he doesn't have to.
That's smart.
Because he likes to complain that he couldn't do it himself.
Yeah, I mean that's always a good thing to do. Like, if you want to learn how to drop bikes, ride around with somebody who always seems to drop bikes.
Yeah, the last time he dropped it, his daughter was on the back and she had like a sprained ankle. And I've never seen anyone fly off of a motorcycle quite as fast as she did. He was fighting it because he's thinking it was going to land on her. She was already long gone and like running down the lane.
Like, nah, bro, I got this. Hey, I got a question. How many of you guys, and this is for you guys out there on the side too, when you get off your bike and you put your kickstand down, do you give it one final kick from the back to ensure that it's locked into place and then tip the bike over?
No.
I do. I was just wondering.
I've never had an issue with it. The only time I've had an issue with the kickstand not going and catching the bike was when I walked it forward after I had lifted it up, walked it forward, knocked it just a wee bit, and that's when it fell on me at a gas station. fortunately, I was right up to the curb, so my knee ended up beside the curb. My crash bar pinned my leg under at the curb, but not pressure on the leg.
Yeah.
And I did that in front of my fairly new motorcycle club that I had just joined, and they were all Harley riders. So they were all watching me like I was like not. They were like, why did we bring her in here? Yeah. And the person who got to me the fastest was someone else that was at the gas station, who was a dirt bike rider. He like flew around the gas pump and picked the bike off of me.
Huh.
Everybody else is like, well, you deal with it, I guess. It's like, oh, she crashed. Oh no. Oh boy.
Yeah, it's funny. It seems like...
Well, they all came over eventually and helped, but they weren't fast about it.
Oh, well, because the honest truth is most people don't know what to do. If they don't ride, they're like, do you need help?
Well, even if they are riders, they don't... If they haven't been in the situation themselves, they don't necessarily know what to do. And it's also that fight or flight type of thing during a situation. So people... sit there kind of awestruck. It's like, oh, well, this is happening. They don't realize that you should be acting, not watching.
Oh yeah, it was the most embarrassing moment. I've had two of those. The other one was interrupting 911 ride. Oh, crashed my bike right in front of a 911 like 150 bike ride. I have lots of emergency first responders there to help me if I'd actually hurt myself.
Well, it's funny, after reading the side chat, so it seems like most people do the double tap or whatever to make sure, because, when you go to put the kickstand down, right, there's like that certain point of when it gets to like 45 degree or whatever, it'll snap down or, depending. If you got an older bike, then yeah, it may be a little different. But yeah, once the thing's down, I always give it one last little kick, like, all right, we're good. And then I lean the bike over, or even just moving it backwards or forwards or something. Like I'm talking off the bike, right? Like I'm on the side, right? I'm holding it by the seat or the tail, and then one on the actual handlebar. And when I'm moving it, once I get it where it is, I always kick it one time forward to make sure it's locked in, and then I let it rest on its kickstand. So big up to you guys that fucking do that shit. Either you do it as a good habit, or you've dropped your bike once or twice. And then you realize, like, fuck, dude, I gotta make sure the kickstand's down.
I haven't dropped my bike since. But you know what? I don't kick it, but I do every so often roll it back. So that is something I do.
Oh, you roll it back? Oh, so you put it down and then push back a little bit?
Well, yeah.
Well, that way it'll secure it kind of, up.
Yeah.
That brings up another question that I have for everybody as well. How many of you leave your bike in neutral or pop it into first gear for that extra roll protection? Since we're talking about, a double tap kickstand.
I always keep it in, always first gear.
Yeah, I always go first because I had to think about it for a minute, and then I'm like, wait, every time I start the bike, I always kick it into neutral. And because it's not a Gixxer, I don't have to pull in the clutch to fucking start it. I can just hit the start button. So I normally walk up, kick it into neutral, and then hit the start button.
My fiance, he cheats on that one. He uses automatic, so he has a parking brake. Meat bug. I am outside, and this is creepy.
Yeah, it looks like most people keep it in
southern bugs.
Keep it in first gear out here. Oh, there's a couple people in neutral.
I got a couple say neutral.
Neutral's fine as long as you're not. If you're parked on a flat surface. If you're parked on a
in the garage, maybe.
Right. Yeah, if you're on a flat surface, everything is fine. But if you're, if you're on a slope or anything, yeah, you may have issues. And here's the thing too: it's not like it takes, a big incline or whatever to, all you got to do is just have the bike leaning forward just a little bit, right?
Yeah.
Downhill per se, and yeah, dude, that fucking kickstand will tuck right in. Also,
yeah.
I've seen that happen several times.
If I'm parking,
go ahead.
If I park anywhere but in my garage, I always have I always use my steering column lock too. So you have to be. It would be useless if you're in neutral and you use that.
I'm trying to find something. for you guys that's going to be coming out to SCMM this year. Let me see. It should be right over here, but hold on. I'll be right back.
Yeah, well, he's looking for that. I've seen guys down over at the different biker hangouts leave their bike in neutral because that is some of the said thing to do. You leave it in neutral so you can start up quick, take off quick if you ever need to. But on an incline and heavier bikes and whatever it may be, I've seen real nice bikes begin to slope on down, and that kickstand folds, and their bike just goes tumbling. So it's a thing to think about if you don't already put it in first gear. Yeah, it takes a little bit to get it back into neutral. Some bikes, like mine, it has some function on. I don't know, but when it's in first and I want to go to neutral, I have to actually, I'm gonna pick it up and like, anyway, you creep it forward just a hair, just to get that neutral to kick in, because it won't kick in otherwise.
Well, see, my bike can actually start in first gear, so a lot of bikes can't, but mine can. So I never even have to drop it into neutral to start.
Yeah, what I wound up doing, because I got that neutral start thingamabobber on the bikes. I'm drawing a blank on the name, but you're only supposed to start the bike in neutral. I took that sensor part and I jimmy rigged it. I bypassed that thing with some tin foil and some electrical tape. Now I can start the bike in any gear I want. Just gotta have that clutch in. If you look at my videos, you'll see.
I don't think I would do it in anything. Yeah, I definitely actually can do that with my bike as long as I don't have my kickstand down. It won't let me start if go into any gear if my kickstand is down.
Oh, I still got the kickstand sensor. I've debated on actually taking that out, but it does serve its purpose. So if you take off and you got that kickstand there, you can really fuck yourself up if you want to keep on going and hitting a curve with your kickstand down, or whatever you got to do.
All right, so I found.
I'd rather not do that.
So I found what I was looking for, guys. This right here. You know what this is? Great. If you don't, I'll tell you. This is a kickstand puck. You're probably may need to buy one of these. You can get them at any motorcycle dealership. You get them online. Well, online you got to pay shipping, which fucks and fucking sucks because this will cost way less than what you'll pay for shipping. But you can pick these up for like a couple of dollars, like less than $5 usually. But if in the off event, or in the event that Palm Springs is going to be Palm Springs this year, you will probably need one of these. Meaning, if it's going to be 120 fucking degrees out there, you do not want to put your kickstand down on the pavement, because when you come out and your bike's either on its side or it's leaning like a fucking cholo, then yeah, that's a good song, by the way. You guys check it out, Lean Like a Cholo. Anyways, you will definitely wish you had spent the $5 or $3 to get one of these. Make sure you guys pick one of these up. They're cheap. It's plastic, dude. Like, it's not metal. But this will prevent your fucking bike from sinking into the fucking pavement, because you got to understand, your kickstand is real small, right? And this just distributes that weight. So if it does start to tip, well, it's got more of a weight distribution to like actually push down or whatever. But it's definitely a good investment for something like that in hot weather.
Yeah. If you have, if you go to any bike nights or any kind of like test drive things, they usually give those things away for free. I think I have like 5 or 6 of them hanging around.
Any kind of biker event of any sort, bike-related event, I should say, there's usually companies out there, either like Progressive or Russ Brown or Geico, or those kind of companies out there. Yamaha that will have them as freebies and insurance card holders and that kind of stuff. You can get those for free. All the ones I had, because I was in that boat too, where I had about like 5 or 6 of them. I wanted to give them all away to people who didn't have them. I'd pop mine down like, whoa, that's a nice thing to have. And I used to always carry 2 on me just in case I lose one or whatever the case may be. Or if somebody didn't have one, well, I'd be the nice guy since I got bags. I just toss an extra puck in the bag. So we've given them out to people, and since then I get messages back like, dude, that puck saved my ass. It's like, well, yeah, it does. It's worth it.
Yeah, I'm sitting
here. And a lot of them have a string on them, so you could actually tie a string to them to your handlebar. So this way, when you're standing your bike up, you can just pull the string up and maybe put it into like a tool bag.
Huh. Yeah, but then you got to get that string off your handlebar, and that becomes a whole process. You know, we'll just get used to bending over for that puck.
Yeah.
Big shout out to Night Rider out there in the side chat. You guys need to go check him out, man.
Right up.
Dude make some dope videos. Check him out. Anyways, well, who the fuck said that? Was it Jaeger Troop? Jaeger Troop called this a fucking coaster. Yes, yeah, that's it. It's a fucking coaster. It's just more sturdy.
That one looks like a coaster. The ones that I have, they actually have they actually fit around the.
I mean, this thing is massive. Don't get me wrong. You could park if you put 2 of these. You could put tires and shit. Keep the bike elevated. Wow. Elevated off the ground. Like, I mean, this thing it's not small by any means. I mean, I don't have massive hands, but still, like, it's, like I said, man, it's just a good thing to have out there in Palm Springs, especially if you're gonna be parking on black asphalt, man. That shit's gonna be soft. Like, even what's his name? What the fuck? It's Malcolm. His fucking the soles of his shoes was like melting or whatever on Friday. So yeah, just saying, man. Investment.
I just want to point out that Dark Zero says he uses red chocolate chipples for his kickstand pucks.
Hey man, we all know chocolate melts in your mouth, not in your hand. Whatever, bitch.
It can melt under the kickstand.
I guess. But yeah, for all those, man, I hope everybody gets to come down to SCMM, stuff like that. But Miss Serafina, hey Miss Lady, I got another call. I appreciate you for calling in and breaking it up for us.
Yeah, it's always a pleasure.
All right. Well, I'll see you soon.
Yeah, thanks for calling, Sarah.
I will talk to you later.
Peace.
See ya.
Peace. Bye.
Bye.
Oh, caller just hung. Fuck me. I'm having issues
You're
over
fired.
here. Yeah, I'm fired. My bad, dude. I did not mean to hang up on you. If you give me a call right back, I would greatly appreciate it. No, it was, it's just weird shit that happened over here on my side. My bad. Give me a call back, man. Give me a call back, and I'll get you back on. But oh man, I can't wait for SCMM, dude. Like, what are we?
It's gonna be so much fun. Yeah, it's right around the corner now.
I can't wait.
I cannot wait. It's gonna be hot. It's gonna be hot, but it's gonna be fun.
Yeah, I have a feeling it's gonna be the 120s. Wait, matter of fact, real quick before I take the phone call, let me see what today's or what.
I'll probably be turning into a lobster that weekend.
Palm Springs weather. Hey, currently right now at 8:30 p.m. in Palm Springs, it is 94 fucking degrees.
Is that all? Holy crap! It's a breakthrough.
Tomorrow it's supposed to be 111. On Friday it's supposed to be 114 with a low of 86. The low is higher than our highs where I'm at. That's fucking amazing.
That pool's gonna feel awesome at night. Just saying. Don't look at the pool. It's gonna feel awesome.
Yeah. All right, let's take this next caller. Caller, you live on the air. What up?
Hello?
Yeah. What's going on, man?
What's up, caller?
Hey, Red One. It's me, Amazing AJ from South Texas.
What's going on, brother?
Hey, dude, I got a question. I was looking at some of your recent videos, and the one that I wanted to ask you about was with the title Lucky I Survived, in the situation where the rear axle nut wasn't properly secured or on.
Yes.
And I was wondering, what gear do you do your wheelies on? Because that wheelie was pretty dope.
I do first and second gear. First on the street, second gear on the freeway or like roads where I can exceed the speed limit by a lot. So, because here's the thing. First,
yeah, because of,
no, go ahead. Go ahead.
Go ahead. Sorry.
First gear on the streets, I bring the wheelie down at like around 60. But on second gear wheelies, I bring them down at around 100. So that's kind of where I switch them up, if you understand what I mean.
Yeah, because I have a 2012 R6, and I'm trying to learn how to wheelie properly, and so I can get them up in first gear at around 20 miles per hour, bring it up. It'll come up, and then it'll come right back down. But for highway wheelies, it was like, for second gear, I can't seem to fucking get it up at all. Like,
so
do it all the way to the down.
Oh, okay. No, I'm sorry. Go ahead. So you're getting it all the way up one now, or something?
Oh no, yeah. I was just saying, I was bringing it up to the rev limit or nothing. It won't budge.
Okay. So you said with first gear, it comes up, but then it comes right back down, right?
Yeah.
So what's happening is you're nowhere in the power band, which has kind of nothing to do with it, but the problem is you're not launching the front end up high enough. You know what I mean? So what's happening is you're bouncing it, say, a foot or so or 2 feet off the ground, but your weight is the majority of the weight is still like kind of leaning toward the front, if you understand what I mean, and you don't have enough power at that RPM to actually rotate the bike up even higher. But here's the thing, man. Take your time. If you're at the point where you can get the bike off the ground and not loop it, you're doing it decently. You're doing okay. Because here's the thing, man. It's taken me a very, very long time to get where I'm at with wheelies. I'm a year and a half, almost 2 years probably. But I've taken a very, very slow approach to it. I never went to any practice lots or anything. All my wheelies have all been practiced at stoplights and shit like that. But chasing a wheelie is definitely good. I would say it is better in the beginning to pop it up and then full throttle it. Wait, hear me out. Like, not full throttle, but give it a lot of throttle, and the bike still comes back down no matter how much gas you give it. Because you're going to start to learn how to chase the wheelie out, but eventually it'll get to the point where the bike will stop coming down because you're in that power. You're starting to get into that power band, and then it'll start to rotate. And when it starts to rotate, it'll scare the shit out of you because you're not used to that.
Yeah,
it's weird, dude.
My friends, they've been.
Go ahead.
Yeah, because my friends, they've been riding bikes since they were young, and I started riding in the summer of 2014. And so they're like, yeah, man, wheelie it's natural for me. And they keep telling me that it's the feeling of when you were in high school or something and you were leaning back in a chair to that point of no return. That's the exact feeling they get when they're leaning back for the wheelie.
Let me ask you this: do you where do you sit? Do you sit on the tank or do you sit back when you wheelie?
I noticed at first I was sitting like towards my whole body was shifting in the front, and that's not the proper way to do it. Like, you have to shift your weight back, and so I would slowly start to shift a little bit back. So because whenever I would do them, I would make sure that whenever I did the first gear wheelies, it's like I'll make sure it'll just come up and then let it go down, let it drop, so I can get comfortable. So I can get comfortable to the feeling of it going up.
Right.
It was all new to me. But now on stoplights or on stop signs, I can bring it up like no problem. But to keep it up, that's what I'm working on at the moment. Because it'll go up for a couple of feet and then it'll come right back down.
Yeah, just keep practicing that. Just keep practicing that. Keep practicing that over and over and over, and get those hand motions down. And then as it starts to become muscle memory, you can. Because here's the problem. What you're not doing is what you don't want to do right now. What you're not doing is you're not building enough RPMs to bounce the bike higher off the ground. If you feel you know, like once you dump the clutch, say if right now you're only bringing it up 1 foot. Whereas to be able to ride it out decently up until you get to the power band where you can start to modulate it with the power of the motor per se, you need to say bounce it up like 4 feet. But here's the thing, if you go out right now and you try that, you could fuck around and get too much RPMs and loop the bike. So that's why I say like keep at what you're doing, make it muscle memory, and then slowly over time start to add a little bit more throttle input to your clutch ups. So let's just say if your bike is at 0 RPMs and right now, I'm just saying you rev it up to like 2,000. I'm picking very easy numbers. You rev it up to 2,000, you dump the clutch, and this is where you're at right now. That's fine. Over time, learn how to get to like 2,500, learn how to get to $3,000, learn how to get a little bit higher and higher and higher, and to the point where you can actually control the wheelie with the motor, you know, because you're starting to get higher. Because here's the thing, when you really, like, way even before you hit balance point, you'll think you're about to loop the bike. It's the highest shit in the world. You're like, oh my God, dude, I was about to loop my shit. And then you check the footage and you were like literally at a 45-degree angle and you're like, oh.
Absolutely, yeah. I checked the footage. I'm like, see, that's,
oh my God.
So now with the second gear wheelies, for me, I bring those up between 55 and 60. And I literally let it bounce one time off the rev limiter and then dump the clutch. And then, or I'm somewhere up there in that 16,000 RPM range when I dump the clutch. Now, I'm also kind of pushing down on the forks and then yanking back with my arms. That is something else that I'm doing too. There's different techniques.
So, okay. I know my buddy, he did second gear wheelie stand up, and he told me he couldn't do it and sit down, that he had a preload.
Well, here's the thing, like I was talking,
he's a stunner, so
I got you. Well, like I was when I had Lee Stewart on here, he was talking about, yeah, dude, you know, you can damn near get any bike up, man, in any gear almost. He was like, you know, I used to love showing people that you could do clutch ups in 4th gear on a 600. He's like, dude, it all comes down to the method in which you bring it up, or how you preload the suspension and your style and the way to get it up. So, I mean, granted, standing definitely back on the pegs or whatever is definitely easier to get the front end up, but you know, you just have to keep practicing it, dude. You know, I honestly for a long time thought that my bike could not do 2nd gear clutch ups. I really did, but you know, I realized that I used to watch Dubs R6. I know he ain't in here anymore, but I used to watch him, and I'd look at his fucking speed on him like, all right, he was at like 50, and I'd fucking pause it like right when I saw his RPM shoot. I'm like, fuck, he's way over there like 15,000 RPM. So I tried that one day, and it was pretty much kind of probably what you're going through now with 1st gear wheelies. Like the bike came up a little bit, and then it came right back down. I was like, oh shit. And then I realized, okay, maybe let me try a little bit faster. And when I was trying it at a faster speed, yeah, it came up a little bit easier, and then I could kind of ride it. But then I had to worry about the speed, man. I had to let that not bother me so much, because bringing it up, you know, at 60 miles an hour is a lot different than doing it at 25. You know what I mean? So
yeah, I watch his channel, and hopefully he's getting better from the injury, but he did mention that it was easier to do stand-up than sit-down.
It's a preference. For me, I've never tried to stand up. Even just getting in the position to do a stand up feels weird, dude. One foot over the rear brake, the other one on the rear peg. It feels weird.
Because I got in that position in the parking lot just to give it a feel, and it feels like the bike is too far from me.
Huh. Yeah, I don't know, man.
Yeah.
I'd say go with what's comfortable. I'll tell you another thing that I do. I sit as close, or I hug my tank. I don't sit back on the tail at all on any wheelie, dude. It's not, for me, it's not a thing. I don't like it. It feels weird. Like the only time that I sit really, really far back is like a 1st gear wheelie when I'm kind of fucking around, where I just pop it just enough to get it off the ground and then kind of just ride it out for a little while, you know, like I'm not trying to get it up as high as I can, just kind of fucking around. and it feels weird sitting back on the tail, dude. It's really, really uncomfortable for me. I don't like it.
Yeah, because I thought hugging his tank was distributing the weight in a negative way.
No, I mean you're definitely putting more weight toward the ass end, so definitely it's easier to bring the bike up. But you don't. I don't know, man. It just, to me, made sense in my head to be more up on the tank. And then I asked Suburban Delinquent a long time ago about controlling wheelies and things like that. And he was telling me that he sits up on the tank too because it puts more of the center of gravity toward the middle of the bike instead of on the tail, so that way you don't have your tail or something like that wagging around or whatever. And I thought about it. I was like, okay, yeah, it does make sense. So I've always been a person to get up on the tank when I'm doing wheelies. So it works for me. It doesn't work for other people. So find what makes you comfortable and repeat that shit over and over and over and over. You know, because like I said, I've been doing these wheelies for about 2 years or so, and I haven't. I've never looped a wheelie. I've been through fork seals, yes.
Knock on wood.
No, I kind of expect it to happen, but yeah, I mean, I've blown out fork seals, but I've never looped the wheelie, man. I took a very slow approach to it, and you know, I've gotten lucky so far. So
the next video is gonna be, and that's when he knew he fucked up. He mentioned it.
No, I've mentioned this a lot, dude. So far, I've been lucky. So.
All right, well, yeah, then I'll just keep doing what I'm doing then, and changing up the seating position, see which one feels more comfortable with me.
Yeah, just like I said, man, keep it slow, dude. There's no rush, man. I mean, like I said, dude, you loop your bike, you're not riding for a while, unless you just happen to get one of those lucky those lucky loops where it kind of leans back on the tail and then falls directly over on its side and doesn't flip and tumble and shit. Then you're lucky, but. Yeah, just always remember that, dude. If you fucking loop it, you're not riding for a while. So, but yeah, you should be all right, man.
Yeah, I was actually thinking of getting some race rails just in case, but I don't know if it'll catch or.
I mean, don't get me wrong; those will protect the sides of the bike, but it ain't gonna protect the top of the bike. Like I said, if your bike, I always look at it like this: like, if your bike cartwheels, race rails don't help that shit. You know what I mean? Like if your bike flips over and lands on the top where the gauge cluster and the tank and all that shit is, it's a wrap anyways, dude. So
yeah. Like there's that 1% chance that I'm hoping it falls on the side.
Right. Just go straight up and goes over, and then you're good. But no, I mean the race rails are mainly for like the stunners, right? Because yeah, they're only dropping a bike at what 5, 10, 15 miles an hour. But when you're when you're riding wheelies first gears, dude, like you're gonna it's gonna get to the point where you're gonna start riding a wheelie out to almost red line. And I mean, granted, it'll be up and it'll be back down really quick, but you'll go throughout the whole rev range. You know what I mean? And then you're gonna realize, oh, I just put this thing back down at 55, or I'm right at 60 miles an hour and shit. You got to shift into second gear. So
yeah, because you do your second around 65, and then you bring it up.
It depends. Yeah, it's anywhere between 55 to 65, somewhere around in there.
I'm at the moment, I'm doing it 20 to 30 miles, and then for first gear, and then bring it up.
Yeah, I'm about 25, 30 on first. It's comfortable for me. Sure, I'm pretty sure I could easily go out and do a 10 mile an hour clutch up at first, but because I don't do it, I just don't do it. You know what I mean? Like, I could practice it, but I just haven't, so I just don't. You know what I mean? I do what's comfortable. I do what is very repetitive. I've done it so many times in first and second that it's like, I can do that, so I don't try to go outside that comfort zone. I'm more about trying to perfect what I know, and then once I get that down, then we'll go ahead and look at other shit. You know what I mean?
And what year is your bike?
Mine's a 07.
07. And Did you ever have to replace the clutch while you were learning?
No, dude. I have 50. Last time I checked, I just crossed over 59,000 miles, so I'm probably at 60 by now, but I just haven't checked. But yeah, yeah, original clutch, dude. So motor's like
That's
running like
crazy.
shit, but yeah, stock clutch, fucking everything's good. Stock brake lines,
Mine just
everything. Dude.
mine just hit 30,000, and I still got to do a little traveling here and there. So I was thinking, man, like doing the first year wheelies and trying to learn on them is probably pumping up the clutch.
I mean, yeah, you're definitely putting wear and tear on it, chains and all that shit too. But like, I run a 530 chain. I run a big heavy ass thick chain because I know I'm doing that shit. So for me, like when I was looking at buying a new chain,
thick chain.
Yeah, because that's the thing. I didn't know shit about chains.
Oh,
I just
Red,
knew,
you surly bastard.
I just knew mine was like stretched to fuck, and then the mechanic's like, dude, you should get a chain, and I'm like, what chain should I get? He's like, well, it's probably 525 on there now, so it probably just run 525. And I'm like, all right, cool. So I started looking through the book, and I'm like, yo, what the fuck is the difference between a 520, 530? And they were like, just size, like thickness and all, girth,
The
pretty
chain
much.
is thinner, yeah.
And so from that point on, dude, I've always ran a 530.
At the moment, I have a 520 version, so.
A 520? Oh man, there's no need for a 520. I mean, unless you're doing track days and shit, yeah, there's no point for 5. I mean, don't get me wrong, like they're lightweight chains, but they're thin. You know what I mean? And so, like,
yeah.
You're gonna stretch it more, putting that kind of stress on it with clutch up. So, at least a 525, dude, and definitely go.
Counterintuitive.
Yeah, definitely do a quality chain too.
All right, guys. Well, I'll take that on into consideration while I'm practicing it.
Yeah, man.
But I just got to work, so I gotta go clock in, do my night shift, and then whenever you finish with this live stream, I'll listen to it from the start.
All right, cool, man. Well, shit, I
thanks,
appreciate
man.
you calling in, brother.
All right. No problem, man. Have a good one.
All right, later, bro. Peace.
See ya.
He just showed up to work and shit. Fuck! Now I gotta go to work. he's got to be there at 9. Or wait, he said Texas, so it'll be 11.
I could just imagine he's been driving there all slow, every back road just to get the call in. He's like, I don't want to get there just yet, man.
Oh shit!
He shows up to like, hey man, you're 30 minutes late. I'm sorry. I had an emergency that I had to take care of. He lived like 10 minutes away. I was busy. I'm sorry.
Fuck you, yeah, true. That middle finger's for you there, sir. Don't be hating on girth.
Yeah, that's why it's a little counterintuitive. If it's a little thin, it ain't gonna be busting nothing open.
That is true.
You're pushing out some rope there.
Wait, do you don't have a chain, do you? You have a fucking belt, don't you?
I got a chain on mine. I got a chain.
Oh, do you? What size?
Yeah, 525.
You're running 525, huh? I thought you'd have one of them like big off-duty or off-road, or not off-road chain, but those like big. Like I know they make. I think there's a chain.
Something industrial chain on there.
Some shit, right? I think there's something bigger than.
I go
like
down to Home Depot to get my chain.
How much you need? Shit, about this much?
Give me about. Yeah, give me about this much and double that. Shit.
Give you a couple cans of WD-40 too, and that steel brush right there.
Hey, what are you doing with it? I need a new chain for my bike. Why don't you just go buy one? This is 13 cents a foot versus $150. I think I'm good.
Yeah, chains are high, man. Like I used to buy JT chains, and I never had an issue with the longevity or any problems like that with the JT chain. The problem I had with JT chains is their master link is like almost proprietary, kind of like that shit. Like other master links won't fit on a JT chain, so I would take it, get the JT chain installed, and the fucking master link would break. You know what I mean? And it was fucking annoying because then I had to wait a day or two for them to get another master link because nobody carried fucking JT chains. so I had to wait till I get it from the distributor. But
yeah,
other
so
than
getting
that,
on like with specific stuff at that point.
yeah. But other than that, the chain, like, it works. It's a great chain. It's like $100 and something bucks. It's like maybe 110. Like, it's a cheap chain. But it is Japanese steel, like EK and all the other, you know, big DID, right? Those are all Japanese steel chains. Well, I mean, if you get the steel versions. Yeah, don't go aluminum chains either. If you're a commuter, like, don't go aluminum chain, man. Go steel sprockets, steel chain. Don't fucking be out here with a Vortex aluminum kit and shit, and out here trying clutch ups and then wonder why that shit only lasts fucking 3,000 miles. But yeah, like the chain that I have on now, I think is an EK chain, gold one, which I paid like, I think $180 or some stupid shit. Like, I was like, fuck, man, I missed the JT chain.
A bigger question about the Japanese steels is, could it cut through any fruit that you want?
It could cut through what?
Any kind of a fruit or vegetable that you possibly want to cut through.
Yeah, I'm pretty sure the sprockets will cut right through some shit at speed.
Oh, you just take it in. We test it out in any driveway. Just throw fruit at it. Do your own.
Well, actually,
homemade fruit ninja. Just.
Well, actually, they have been known to take fingers along with them. For that guy that wants to clean his chain in first gear.
You don't need all your fingers anyway. Just, you know.
Come back looking like that and shit. Like, hey, fuck happened to your finger? Man, I was, yeah. You know,
well, it'll be a good conversation piece.
No,
you can just, you can toss out any kind of old story. Be like, well, this bear took my steak, and I couldn't let that happen, so I went to grab it back from him, and he took my finger and the steak.
Right. What's all this blood around the sprocket and shit? Oh, it was a Halloween prank I did.
I hit a squirrel.
Yeah. It seems like you've had practice. Real cool guys.
Spur is not as easy to get out of a chain and sprocket as it might actually seem.
Yeah, man. You know what's funny though? I'm not gonna lie. There was a point in time when I used to clean the. I didn't do it a lot. I've literally probably done it less than 5 times. But yeah, sitting there fucking spinning the wheel and fucking doing all this shit. I was like, man, fuck this. Started up, kicked that bitch in first, and was like, hell yeah. Bzzz. Sitting there holding a little brush along the fucking chain. I'm like, yeah, this shit is easy. And then all of a sudden, one time, like, I did something and it like caught and like yanked my hand down. I was like, wait a minute. Huh. So I turned the bike off. I went to Google some shit. Like, yeah, fucking chains and sprockets have claimed a lot of fingers. And I was just like, oh, duly noted. Well, I guess I'll go back to doing it the old-fashioned way. Fucking elbow grease and time.
Yeah, that's one thing that I am a little jealous of the sport bikes with is you can leave your bike on in like first gear and it'll just keep on rolling and like it might be like no mine I have to constantly give it the throttle and feather the clutch just to keep it at a low speed. I gotta bounce back and forth with it. Like if I let go of my clutch in first, it doesn't keep going. It'll shut off, and that's just the cruisers do that. You can't. There's no just automatic. So when you're teaching somebody on a cruiser, there's no just okay. We'll pop it in first and just let it
slowly let the clutch out.
Yeah. There is none of that to where you can just take your hands off the bike and first, and it'll go in like 2,000 RPM. It just cruise around on its own at like 2 miles an hour or whatever it is.
Weird. I mean, you would think
on
it
a cruiser
would.
It just shuts off.
Well, you would think it would with all that fucking torque and shit, right? Like, makes no sense.
It has torque, but once you apply the throttle on it, that's all it is. There is no. I don't know about like the new Harleys that are all digital and stuff like that, but the analog bikes and older ones, it doesn't do it. You have to feather back and forth between them just to keep it going. That's why the slow race was a real bitch.
Right.
That's my excuse. I'm sticking to it.
Yeah, that was pretty funny. Yeah, that was pretty funny. Well, guys, Warbeard, man, I appreciate you for coming on the show. If you guys didn't know why he goes by the name Warbeard, if you look at that beard, I mean, just look at it. That shit is longer than these dreadlocks, man. I mean, that right there is a real thing. It's not a clip-on. It's not a sew-in. Like,
nope.
Wait, how old is that beard?
It is 2 years old.
That's 2 years?
2 years.
That's it? I figured you'd say like 10 or some stupid shit.
No, 2 years. Huh. 2 years ago, I decided to be stupid and I'm going to shave off a 3-year beard, and now I'm growing it back.
Huh. That is, damn, I really thought you were going to say like 5-10 years or some stupid shit.
No, it's only 2 years.
Fuck.
Ooh.
Well, there it is, ladies and gentlemen. 2-year-old beard.
I can only wrap it around my neck and maybe tie it around back if I wanted to. Come on, a little scarf, yeah. A little 5 years, I'd be able to, tie it to my throttle and just cruise down and move, pull on back on it.
Oh shit. Well, anyways, ladies and gentlemen, if you want to check out the Warbeard, man, his link is in that doobly-doo down below. Also, you can go ahead and grab one of them shirts, them chipples, man. Want to.
Chipples.
Yeah, man. You can go ahead and pick one of those up too, guys. I appreciate all of y'all for coming through. Warbeard, do you have any shameless plugs out there that you'd like to, throw out?
Oh, we're talking
yeah, you, man.
Now we're getting to BDSM. I mean, check out my YouTube channel. The link is down below, I believe, in Red's description here.
Yep.
Also, keep an eye out every Mondays at noon PST. I got my Bikes and Coffee series going on here. If you want to be part of that series, comment in the comments on the video and on Instagram. I'll put a post every time those videos are up with your favorite coffee from your favorite coffee joint in SoCal. And if it's a major chain, that's fine. But your favorite coffee concoction, something weird, the weirder the better. Because I always drink black coffee, and I'm kind of I'm testing the waters out here, and I'm finding out what people actually really like.
Wait, so the video you did with the 5150 Jixer, I thought maybe you and him had rode or some shit. So what? He suggested you drink a certain coffee at a certain place?
Yeah. 5150 suggested in a video comment that particular drink, and I just give it a go.
If you guys know some coffees out there and you definitely want to try to throw a man off his game, go ahead and fucking comment over on his side of the fence, so that way he knows where to go, what to look for, what to buy. That's kind of interesting. I like that though, man. It's good.
Yeah, if it's a mom and pop joint that you guys really like, that's local to you in whichever part of SoCal that you're at, I'll give that a go too. I like discovering new places.
You know what? I kind of want to do that with vape juice, but I would need y'all to send me vape juice. Just
well, let me get a PO box and I'll have you send me a bunch of vape juice too from a yellow. Just send me a bunch of vape juice and we'll do a whole tester series on them.
Right.
We're finding out the best company with the best type of juice and all that kind of mixture.
Look, if you guys do want to send me vape juice, fuck yeah, right on. Just please do not send anything food related, I guess. Like, don't send a different version of fried chicken. Don't send potato chips, right? Like, don't send like McDonald's French fry. Like, no, okay? Like, sweet stuff is cool. I'll try it out. And grape, miss me with the grape shit. Look, I'm that black dude that don't like grape. I fucking hate grape. I don't eat grapes. I don't drink grape. Drink juice.
No, you
whatever.
Drink.
I don't drink anything fucking grape. I hate grape. So strawberry, anything red. I'm just saying, it's in the name too. I'm down with it. But If you guys
also,
do that.
well, make sure you guys do send him enough just to give to me. Much appreciated.
If you do, if you guys send it, try to get Warbeard in on it, and then we can do like a vape juice.
Tester series.
I just thought about it. How about this? If you send me vape juice and it's good, I will send you something like a T-shirt or some shit. If it's great, you ain't getting a damn thing, Miss Barbie. See your ass out there. Hell no. Now, if you guys, for you guys who vape out there, if you know a good like fruit or candy flavor, right? Like, and it's good, and you send it to me, I'll send your ass a shirt. Why? Not a Chipple shirt. No, I'm talking about like a Red One shirt. Like, I make those personally. I can't make some cool shit like H1 threw up. Hey, big shout out to H1 who made the chocolate Chipple shirt. Y'all show that man some love on some Instagrams and stuff and things, man. Big shout out to him. But yeah. Send me some vape juice, and it's good, I'll send your ass a shirt. Guaranteed. Anyways, anything else, Warbeard, before we get up out of here?
I believe that's all I got. Hit me up on Instagram. Make sure you follow me there as well.
Yeah.
I usually post just everything on Instagram. I am very active on there. You can hit me up through YouTube messages. Not as consistent with actually looking at those.
Well, his Instagram is let's see, it goes like
at the Warbeard
right there. It's below me. It's above him. So make sure you guys check him out. Once again, his channel's down in the description box below. So with that being said, guys, I'm gonna go ahead and take off, man. We will see you this Friday on the Other Guys live on Ghost Ninja's channel. So until then, man, y'all stay classy, Los Angeles. That ain't.
Yeah, get out there, have some adventures, and make them fucking epic.
What he said, for sure. All right, guys, we will talk to y'all later. Deuces.